Hello,
Uh,
good evening, Nigerians. You're welcome to We the People Show, coming to you live from Vancouver in Canada. I am Obidi Mark, your host. Today, we said we are going to be looking at three critical issues. The first one is 1 year in office of the Tinubu administration. The second one is the quality of representation we've had from the opposition lawmakers, especially those of the Labour Party, who rode on the back of P2B's popularity to ascend to the National Assembly. How far have they, represented the people? And thirdly, we want to look at the national anthem, the new national anthem that was changed. I mean, how important is that, and how impactful is that to Nigerians? I have three people who are going to be discussing this issue with me. First is Chief Boniface Ako. Chief Boniface Ako is a Nigerian based in the United States, in Richmond, Virginia, United States. Chief Bonak is the CEO, Bonak Auto LLC, Richmond. Chief Bonak, you're welcome to the program.
Thanks for having me.
Okay, I
And I
also have
greet my
Comrade
audience,
Patterson
our audience, please.
Ekeugo. Comrade Patterson Ekeugo is the former SUG president of Avenue Koku College of Education, and he is also based in Georgia, the United States. He's a Scrum Master, Salesforce admin developer, and a direct support professional. Comrade Patterson, you're welcome to the program.
Yeah, good evening, gentlemen, and good evening, Akobidima, for having me. Thank you.
Okay. And the last but not the least, I have Chief Cosmos Onakalamba. Chief Cosmos Onakalamba is the chairman of Action Alliance Party in Imo State. He's a businessman and oil magnate. Chief Cosmos, you're welcome to the program.
Thank you, Akobidima.
Okay,
And good
so let's go
evening,
to the meat of the
Nigeria.
discussion. Let me come to you first, Chief Bonako. What do you make of the 1 year in office of the Bola Tinubu administration? Because everybody is now like saying Buhari messed up the country, and Tinubu came and said renewed hope. So, to what extent has the hope been renewed?
Thank you once again, Akobidima. It is a question of, it's a situation I will call the state of hopelessness in Nigeria. You and I know that what is happening today in Nigeria was never anticipated by anybody in Nigeria. Truly, Buhari messed up the entire country, but under Tinubu, the country has become worse because there is nothing going on right now in Nigeria. Promises have been made, heaven and earth. Nigeria will be turned into a country of milk and honey, tarred roads with gold and silver and what have you. But the situation the country is presently is nothing to write home about. Tinubu, as the president of Nigeria, may have good intentions, but because he was just desperate of just being being called the president of the largest, the once largest economy in Africa. That desperation has landed him to nowhere. A country that is wobbling with an economy that is now comatose. First and foremost, he appointed 48 ministers or more or thereabout. When you know that you have a dwindling economy, nothing was going on. Right now, you see the kind of flamboyant lifestyle of the appointees and even the executive. So, as far as I am concerned, I would say that the country, needs serious prayers. I don't see him going. I don't see the country being salvaged by
Okay.
this present crop of
All
leaders.
right. So let me come to
That is
Comrade
my
Patterson.
own
Let me come
honest
to
view about
Comrade
this whole thing.
Patterson Ekeugo. By the way, Comrade Patterson Ekeugo, since you left as the SUG president of Avan, you were a very strong comrade in the days of student activism. But since you left, so many people are wondering, where you've been. So they are surprised to see you today and to hear from you today. So, what's your take on, I mean, this government in 1 year? What do you make of it?
Thank you, Abdul. Let me start by thanking you for giving me the platform to actually, you know, uh, make or do justice to this very topic. 1 year in office of Alhaji Bola Ahmed Tinubu. In fact, to be honest, there is nothing to celebrate. The country has gone from bad to worst. And it's not as if we never expected it. It didn't come by mistake. It didn't come, by sudden. We actually saw it coming. And most of us, spoke against it. And like it's actually the language of Mr. President. He snatched the power by force. So you don't expect anything better than what you're seeing today. Bola Ahmed Tinubu is actually a street smart fellow who actually, you know, did very well on the streets of Lagos in his coming days. And his smartness actually brought him to this height where he is. And Nigerians were gullible enough to be deceived by giving, well, Nigerians didn't give him power anyway, he snatched it. But his 1 year office in office is actually a disaster, and Nigerians should be ready to expect worse situations than this. If you look at the indices on the street, you'll find out exactly how the indices are very clear. The ordinary man cannot have food on his table. And what is the essence of government? When government has no impact on the citizenry. We have indices here that has been circulating how people are suffering in Nigeria. And most of us have families in Nigeria. We feel it directly. Tinubu has nothing to celebrate. What is he celebrating? Is he celebrating a bottle of Coke that was 100 naira? 7 Up that was 100 naira when he went it. Now, a bottle of mineral or Coke is 360 naira. What is he celebrating? Is he celebrating dollar that was 450 when he got in and today is 1,600? I don't see anything celebrating in 1 year. Actually, I'm so much disheartened if we begin to discuss you know empirically what exactly Nigeria is today. Most of us are very disappointed. It's
Okay.
not as if we never expected it coming. We saw it coming, but Nigerians were gullible enough to have fallen
Okay.
into this very debt. Ndeo.
All right. Okay, so let me now go to Cosmos, who is in Nigeria. One would say the man who is feeling the heat, and they say he who wears the shoe knows where it pinches most. So he's going to tell us where it's, pinching most over there. So, Chief Cosmos, um, can you tell us what the situation is in Nigeria today after 1 year of Tinubu's administration? I'm not. I don't know whether you're going to speak as an opposition party member, but just try to be objective a bit. And when it's time to speak as an opposition, you definitely do so. What's your take? 1 year in office.
I thank you very much. I don't intend to speak as an opposition member. I am whatever I'm saying today is as a Nigerian first. I'm a Nigerian first before any political party. Well, I want to be quite different from Comrade. Patterson. I want to be quite different from him. I want to be quite different from him because he said that Tinubu has not achieved anything. I said, no, he has achieved something. Tinubu achieved the old national anthem, bringing it back to Nigeria. He has also achieved another thing by removing the subsidy that he made when he came. He has achieved a lot by increasing the dollar rate from what it used to be from 450 naira to 1,600 as of today. He has also achieved in making sure that he caused more pains to this nation called Nigeria. So when somebody says he has not achieved something, no, he has achieved something. And he remember he told us that is next level. And that is what we are seeing today. We have really entered into that next level where everything in Nigeria is no longer the same. Just like Jonah Chibe will say. So what I'm saying is that in his 1 year in office, Nigeria has really seen the Agbado side. uh, sometimes people think that he's grabbing power, taking power. He was thinking that Nigeria is like Lagos, where he was able to manage only a particular city. No, Nigeria is larger, is bigger. That it's obvious now that he is confused. Even the people, his advisors, and the people that are working with him, they lack knowledge that all they see to celebrate after 1 year is the new national anthem. It's so sad that this is where we find ourselves as Nigerians. This is where the situation today. As of today, Tinubu has also achieved that a cup of Gary in Nigeria is about a rubber of Gary is about 3,500 to 4,000. So he has achieved something. And the cup of beans is 450 naira. Tinubu has achieved something. So these are the things that we are facing today. In Nigeria, it is no longer the same. Everywhere, people are crying. Even the people that voted for him, that we are shouting, say, Baba, they are all crying, all of them. So today, we say, we say congratulations to him because very soon, probably he will begin to notice the anger and the pain that people are passing through. So for now, let me just stop there. So his 1 year in office is nothing to write home about. Thank you.
Okay, interesting. It seems to be a merry-go-round vote of no confidence on the government. Even though some of the government appointees have been telling us some wonderful things that the president is doing, like they keep talking about the removal of subsidy. And Cosmos, I would like to come back to you on this because the claim subsidy has been removed. But just yesterday or 2 days ago, a report came out showing that the government has spent over 3 trillion naira, in the last 1 year on the payment of subsidy. And people are asking questions. How come subsidy is removed and we are still spending money on subsidy? There were times people came up with this um, argument that the landing cost of petrol is not what is obtainable in Nigeria. But so many government officials said, even the commissioner, the minister for information, openly said there was no subsidy. The NNPC chairman said there was no subsidy payment. But now we are seeing a bill of payment for over 3 trillion naira for subsidy. I mean, what kind of thing is that? Because I'm asking you because you're in the oil industry.
Akko, yes, Akobidema. Remember, some time ago, I've been on a program where I asked the question: do we really have subsidy? Is Nigeria? Do we really have anything like subsidy that Nigeria is paying? I keep saying that subsidy in Nigeria is a scam. There is nothing like that. It's not that they don't want to tell us what are the parameters. How are they measuring the quantity of products that are being sent out, that are being brought into the country? What are the measures? How do we know? Who are they paying these subsidies to? What amount are they buying these products? What amount are they subsidizing? So these are the issues. So when they say there is subsidy, they remove for something, they bring something back. Why are they bringing it back from the back door? These are channels, these are avenues that government they make their money. People in government they steal money, they loot Nigerian money into forest. So there is nothing for me. I don't believe that there is anything like subsidy. So if there is subsidy, let us begin to analyze it. What quantity of products are they bringing into the country per day? Who are the people bringing in this product? Who are they paying? How much are they getting these products into the country?
Okay.
Do you understand
All
what I'm
right.
saying? What
In
the volume of
essence,
consumption of this product
you think everything was
is
just
they are all
chariot.
correct.
Okay.
Yeah, they are
Okay.
all
So
correct. Yes,
let
yes,
me come
that's right.
to Chief Bon. Let's now look at the opposition lawmakers. When Peter Obi, I mean, during the last election, the Labour Party, I mean, Peter Obi came out as the beautiful bride that everybody wanted to court, and eventually he potted with the Labour Party, and then Nigerians showed a lot of confidence in him and joined him in Labour Party. Eventually, some people contested election under that platform and won. We even saw an Okada rider in Kaduna State who won election to the Federal House of Representatives. Unlike the Nigerian environment, people did not look at money. People did not look at what you can give them. They voted and thought they were going to do the P2P thing. But these guys are in the National Assembly. This is 1 year, almost 1 year now. We've not had them. We've not. I mean, we've not had them walk out before. We've not had them oppose any bill. We don't actually understand. So, what do you make of? Beyond Labour Party, we also have the PDP, which used to be the ruling party in Nigeria. When PDP was in power, APC kept them, awake all night. PDP never had a minute sleep when APC was in opposition. But it does seem, I don't know what is happening now. Are you impressed with the kind of representation we are getting from the opposition lawmakers at the National Assembly? Chief Bonako, the question is for you. Chief Bonako, can you hear me? Are you there?
We really have a problem in Nigeria. And this is where I always completely believe in everything that P2B represents. He has often told the entire country that we have a a kind of criminality in government. And until that criminality is dismantled in Nigeria, we
We're
will
having
never
we
have
are
it.
we are we're having issues with your audio there. I don't know.
Now,
You need to speak to.
Nigerian democracy we see today. They rode on the back of P2B's Labour Party, and he's a very smart man. There is nothing that the man cannot do. I'm telling you, I'm not saying he's not God, but it is possible for him to buy the judiciary, buy everybody. Is it that he can surprise one of changing things the government comes up with? They have all been compromised. So what do you expect? It is until this criminality is dismantled in Nigeria that we can have a way to live as a people. You know, God blessed us with so many, both human and material resources. Yet, look at where we find ourselves. People have been traumatized, they have weaponized poverty, that even the opposition makers, they were compromised. I'm telling you this. A lot of, you know, a lot of maneuvering has always been going on at the National Assembly. This is a country where, a situation where the less you, the more you look, the less you see. A lot of things are going, underneath. I see, these lawmakers,
Are you saying
give
the
so that's
opposition
why
lawmakers, are
P2B
you
and the
saying
Labour Party has
they are being manipulated by the ruling
work
party,
to do.
or they don't have a mind of their own?
That is what is going on in the National Assembly. You know, it is possible to buy over. If it is, I wouldn't even be surprised that what can Tinubu not do? He bought the judiciary, bought all the institutions in Nigeria. Right now, we only have strong people in Nigeria. We don't have strong institutions. Everybody, even before he was sworn in, they all compromised. So yes,
Okay, Chief Bon, we are having
they are not
issues with
living
your
up to expectation.
audio.
I know that.
we are having issues with your audio. Patterson, I'd like to have your take while Chief Bon, works on his audio. What is your own take about the representation so far of the opposition parties? We have the PDP, we have the Labour Party, we have ABGA, and a chunk of the NNPP. Is it NNPP? Yeah. So, what do you make of their style of representation so far? Are they making impact? I mean, is there anything different between them and those of the ruling party?
Well, Aku, the matter or the issue remains that representation have not been above board, and it is not far-fetched. Most of those guys that went to the National Assembly, most of them were not prepared. Some of them rode on the popularity of Mr. Peter Obi, and some areas are actually disadvantaged in representation. And so whoever comes up from those areas, and especially coming up from a popular uh, mantra of obedience and Labour Party, was able to win election. But coming to the National Assembly, they've been swallowed up. The National Assembly is not a place meant for people who are not grounded or who are not, who don't have strong ideology to stand on their feet. So I believe what is happening in the National Assembly today is not a surprise, because most of them were not actually, properly examined or evaluated on their personal capacity. We evaluated them based on the capacity of the principal, which is Mr. Peter Obi. And getting to the National Assembly and seeing the real business of the National Assembly, most of them have been swallowed up. Most of them want to be in the mainstream. Most of them don't have a voice standing alone. And you know the man, the Mr. President is a very smart man. I'm sure at the National Assembly, he has a desk that particularly takes charge of those small parties that don't have strength. Buy them over. What do they want? They need money. So what is happening at the National Assembly, I know, is what exactly we actually expected, because of the crop of people who were able to sail through as representatives, riding on the back of Mr. Peter Obi. So it is. I want to say that their representation have never and it's never been above board, and we've never had their voice. Some of them are even cross carpeting. They are going. They are going into the mainstream party, which is APC, because they want to be in the mainstream politics. So you don't really blame them. Most of them actually are hungry like every Nigerian. So buying them over is not an issue for the bourgeois president Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who has all the money. So I think that's what is really affecting their representation. Thank you, Ako.
A leader, you are a chairman of an opposition party in Imo State, the Action Alliance. And I don't know if you have representatives, at the National Assembly, but generally as an opposition party man, are you impressed with the level of representation, the quality of representation you are getting from the opposition members? Are they doing the bidding?
I have said it many times that the challenges of the National Assembly or politicians in Nigeria is not about political party. It is not about, it has something to do is with the people. The situation in the National Assembly is endemic in such a way that it is not just about political party. It is not about politics, it's about the individual character. It's about people. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm hearing, but there seems to be some
Are you
some
hearing me?
noise. Yeah, there seems to be some noise at the background. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm hearing.
little
So
distraction.
I'm gonna let you. control the noise a bit, and then we'll come back to you.
Yes,
While you
just
control,
one minute.
while you control the noise.
Please, you push help me a little. There's a program I'm running on YouTube. On CNN. Please, just a little, just lower your voice a little. No, because of life. I'm not sure there. Where?
What's the response?
I'm not in the, what happened?
Hello, Ako, can you hear me? Mr. Moderator, can you hear?
On the question
Can you
asked.
hear me?
Yeah, Cosmos, are you back?
Yes, yes.
Okay,
So the problem of Nigerian
so
system
go ahead, go
is
ahead.
not about the political party.
Yeah,
It's not about the political party. It's about individuals. Who are these people that are going to National Assembly? When we have people like Akpabio who said that whatever bill that the president brings that they are going to approve. So these are the issues. It's not about political party. You either be in Labour, you are in PDP, you are in ABGA,
yeah,
you
but
are in anything. It's about individual character.
Akpabio is a member of the ruling party. So
Yes, yes. I'm just telling you, he's a member of the ruling party. Do you understand? But there are oppositions, hello, who ruled under the auspices of the Labour Party because of P2B in the National Assembly. The issue is that do they understand what their party represents? Some of them don't know the manifesto of their political party. They don't have ideology. They just find themselves into the National Assembly. No ideology, no plan, no program. So because of that, all they do there, they think that National Assembly is where you go in, you just go in there and you pack money and you leave. All the bills, everything you're going to do is something that will benefit you, not to the reality of the masses. So these are the problems in the National Assembly. Well, people have not politicians in Nigeria have not understood. They don't have ideology. There's no ideology. So because there's no ideology, and if they find themselves in the National Assembly, they begin to reason. All they know, they think it's a business place, it's a marketplace where you trade, where you do something, not creating policies that will affect the general masses. So opposition has not really stood their ground. They have not taken their place in the National Assembly. And until opposition begin to take their place, Nigeria will be on this autopilot. They won't be able to checkmate the executive. These are different arms. They don't even know the power they also possess. So because they don't know why they are there, they don't have the ideology of their political party. So they just came in, all they do is to trade. So first, oppositions in Nigeria should be able to understand the power they possess. So it's not about P2B. Even if P2B comes in there and the people, you see this type of people in the National Assembly, he can't really do much because they don't know why they are there and they don't know what their job is all about.
okay, so
Thank you.
yeah, Comrade Patterson, let me ask you, in all this, the people are at the receiving end, and in fact, if you listen to Fela's song about his people, Nigerians, he said we are suffering and smiling, and there is this funny maxim in Nigeria that it is only in Nigeria. They say if you push a man to a wall, he will fight back. But in Nigeria, you push a man to the wall, he will break the wall and find his way from the other side. All these things keep happening on the side of the people. It is all about groaning, complaining, and lamentations. What do you think the citizens should be up to at this point? With all that is happening. It's like we are turning. I don't know whether now is we are attaining the last point of it. I remember in our university days, we are saying things we are bad. We are complaining, protesting, and all that, but it keeps going bad and bad and bad. So now we don't know if today, because the Nigerian trajectory in the election, every election becomes better than the preceding, becomes worse than the preceding election. In 2015, we complained, and then 2019 came, it was worse. We complained about 2019, then 2023 came. I don't know how to describe that one. And now 2027 is coming again. So what do you think the citizens should be able to do now? And also looking at the type of representation we are getting. We have lawmakers, opposition lawmakers, who partake in the, sharing of, looting of national treasury. They share jeeps of, I think 70 million or whatever. At least some opposition members were supposed to
150
reject
million.
150 million. Even the national chairman of Labour Party at that time called on the members of the party to reject the jeep, but they didn't listen to him. They all accepted it. Today they are all moving on it. All the bills, all the obnoxious bills that Nigerians have frowned at, they have never, for once, raised any opposition against them. So is it not time we fell back to the people? And if we fell back to the people, what do you think the people should be doing at this point? Oh, Patterson, we are having issue with your audio. Can you check your audio? Patterson? Oh my God. We're having issue with your audio, Patterson.
Okay, can I come in?
Let me see if we can get him on here. Patterson, your audio is completely off. Your audio is completely
from
off. Hello? Patterson?
is it back?
Yeah, I think he's back now.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's back now. So go on. Respond to the question. Oh, it's off again. It's off again. Something is wrong. Maybe you need to check your connection, the connection of the earpiece with your phone. Maybe there's an issue with it. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna disconnect it and then you call back in again and let me see if it's gonna be clear, right? Okay. So Cosmos, you want to say something on this? Did you want to say anything on this? Oh, Chief Vaughn, can you hear
Who? Is
me?
it me?
Yeah. Okay.
Hello?
Patterson is back. Patterson is back. Let me see if his audio is okay. So Patterson, can you hear me
Is-
now?
Hello?
I can hear you. Is it
Okay, okay.
back?
So yeah, Patterson, we can hear you now. So go on.
Yeah, I think what the people needs to do about now is to stand up for themselves. Every advanced society falls back on the people and not on the power of the government. The people should stand in and know what is their rights. When there is poor representation, the only hope lies on the people. The ability of the people to know what is wrong and what is right. The Nigerian society is very docile, that nothing moves them. Even when your eye is being plugged out, you still wait to see if there is a solution instead of trying to fight back and make sure the second eye is not taken away. So that is the problem of Nigeria today. Everybody has the responsibility of guiding the democracy. The democracy is already failing because the guiding philosophy of the democracy being practiced in Nigeria is very, very selfish, that people see leadership as power instead of sacrifice to serve. People being elected into office is a sacrifice to serve and not power. When the people misconstrue power to leadership, that is where the foundations get wrong, and you don't You don't get any remedy where the guiding philosophy of an individual is to get power instead of to serve. So, and that is also the mindset that the people will begin to have, that leadership positions are for service. The system that is getting but every individual, every citizen has a right to play. And so, if you are not playing your right as an individual, like last December, I heard that the president of Nigeria saw the solution of the people as palliatives, and he instructed the release of palliatives. Do you know that those palliatives ended in the warehouse of the lawmakers? And most constituency never received anything. But in that situation, if probably the people had heard that there was a palliative, they'll be waiting at the gate of the representative before even he arrives home. They'll be waiting at his gate to collect the palliatives. So I think the people should be awake on information sharing and also being able to stand up to their common rights. Election will soon be at the corner, and if the people don't do anything, the situation will still remain the same.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Let me have your take now, Sabon. Let me have your take on this. What do you think Nigerians should be doing now? I mean, on the part of the citizens, should we continue to be complacent, docile, and watch and complain, or should we activate citizen actions and probably begin to engage these I mean, so-called misrepresentatives? Sabon, if you can hear me. Oh, I can't hear you. I don't know what is wrong with Sabon, can you hear me? Okay.
I'm hearing you
Okay,
clearly.
go on. All right, go on.
I'm
Go on.
hearing
Yeah.
you
Yeah,
clearly.
go
Yeah.
on.
Okay. You see, like we have always advocated, and we've during the time when I was actively in politics, this is one of the things we keep preaching and campaigning. You see, the society itself has a duty to do, but they are not doing it. We have a very difficult society in Nigeria. This ethnic and this religious sentiment has really torn the political life wire of the nation into pieces. You know, like P2B now, every Nigerian knows that P2B is just the right person that can lead that country. Even when I was in the PDP, I failed to support the presidential candidate we had because the country comes first before partisanship. You know, because the way the country has been battered by the previous regime, we needed a messiah that can salvage that country as it is right now. But we have a very difficult, even as at now that people are no longer safe, insecurity everywhere, hungry, they can't put food on their tables. You still find some people who are leaning on those ethnic sentiments and what have you, defending their, because it is my own person, whether he is qualified to lead or not qualified. He is our son. That has always been the problem. So my advice to the entire nation right now as it is, if they can jettison this tribal and religious whatever, I think the country will be better as it is. They have no other nation apart from Nigeria. They cannot afford to leave that country to any. It's very difficult to even enter some of the African countries that are our neighbors. You know, it's very difficult. So you can do your utmost best to make sure that you put in your best to install a very credible administration in Nigeria so that it will be better for everybody. But when elections come now, you still see some people changing,
Okay.
their mindset, and so that has been the problem.
All
If
right.
we can get everybody together
So,
on the same
yeah.
table, I think it will be better for the country.
Okay. Time is not really on our side. We have like 7 or 8 minutes to round off the programs. So let me quickly have your take on the new national or the new old. I don't know whether it's the new old or old new national anthem. For me, I don't know how to sing it. I don't even know the wordings of that anthem. I remember in Aluta days, we used it as a protest then against the government. Anytime we want to, protest certain things about government at the convention level, we sing the old anthem. But now Tinubu has made it an official anthem for Nigeria. It was a colonial version, and he has scrapped the independent version. So, what do you make of it? Let me start with you, Comrade Patterson. Just 2 minutes, and um, I'll go to Cosmos and have his take, and then come back to Sabon. 2 minutes.
Quickly, let me say this. Going back to the old national anthem, it's like a slap on Nigerians' psyche. It's like an old man who you are going about teaching him what he learned, or maybe when he was a toothless, trying to learn how to walk. If you bring down the lyrics of the national anthem and begin to, discuss it, you'll find out that the words that are in the national anthem is not really, it's nothing to talk about. You cannot be saying that that the flag represents a nation of justice and fairness. When the flag does not, when there's no justice, there's no fairness. And you find out that this very national anthem is not independent national anthem. I think what should have done is the president, calling for, maybe a kind of conference or a kind of whatever for people to come up with fresh national anthem that will present the aspirations and philosophy of the people of Nigeria. But I don't know who is advising Mr. President, maybe in a back corner. They are playing with the national anthem, and he said, Baba, don't you think this national anthem is better? And he told them, oh, come, I think we'll go back to it. And that is how it came about.
Okay.
Because there is no sane human being who will be advising Mr. President to go back to the old national anthem, even that most people don't even know about.
Okay.
Even
Let me
himself
let, let
cannot
me come
recite
to
the anthem.
yeah. Let me come to Cosmos now. Um, Cosmos is off. Okay, Sabon, let me have you before Cosmos comes in. What is your take on the new national anthem? Do you think it's worth it, or do you think it's not a priority for us for now?
Yeah, this is where I differ. I've never supported Tinubu, but in this case for the national anthem, I am in full support of his changing the old which one is old and new now. For I
Bring
support
making
him
making the old the new,
honestly
making
from
the old the new.
yes making the old to be the new one because like my colleague said, if you study the lyrics of the old one and this old new one right now, if you just go back home and study it, your mind will be able to tell you that this old one befits the country Nigeria. In as much
So
as it
so
was
are you are
written
you
by
I,
a
I,
foreigner, a British
Chibon,
woman.
Chibon, let me ask you a question. So
I
many
have never
people, so
supported
many
him in
people, so
everything, but
Chibon, so many
this
people are
particular
saying,
one.
the support of people like
Eh,
you
let,
has to
let, let
do
me
with.
let me let me let me finish.
Let me finish so that you take it one time. So
With
many people are saying that the support for,
okay,
because we
okay,
are
go
seeing
ahead.
a generational reaction to this action. Now, people of above 50, like one of the lawmakers said in National Assembly, have this nostalgia of going back to what they cherish and loved at their youth or at their kids' age. They sang and enjoyed. They just want to go back to it. And some are also saying that there are some weddings in those lyrics that you said, like the issue of native land, describing Nigeria as a native land, and emphasizing on tribe, you know, and more so that the fact that it was bequeathed to us by a foreigner, a colonialist. at that time signifies us going back to colonialism. I mean, don't you think these are serious issues?
Please,
No, let me
Akpobidima, one.
let's
Can I
Abon
tell you
finish up.
something?
Then
Listen,
let's Abon finish up, and then you come to it. Yeah.
in as much as that shouldn't be a priority right now, the national anthem shouldn't have been any, it's not a priority, but I tell you, like I said, bring both, national anthems, go through the lyrics, just find time, go through the lyrics, and then you'll be able to, fashion out something from the two. And besides, it was bequeathed to us by a foreigner. But it wasn't one particular person, one individual that bequeathed, that composed. There was a committee that, you know, harnessed the national anthem at that time. And it was
Are you
headed
sure?
by a Nigerian.
Are you
In
sure?
as
Is
much
it a
as it was
fact?
this woman that,
Okay. Okay, Patterson, let's have your take. Our
go
time
back
is
to
almost
history.
finished. Let's
You
have just
in
I
as
did.
much as that does not mean that I'm supporting Tinubu in everything
Let me
he
let me
No,
does. But
no.
in this
okay.
particular
Cosmos, I don't know if you're here, but we
incident,
can't see
I
you.
am I am in full support
Your
of the
video is
change
off.
of
can
the
I
national anthem.
Your
Thank
video
you.
is off,
Well,
Cosmos. Maybe
well.
you can. Let's see.
I could let me quickly come there. There is an underground philosophy in the song or the anthem,
Mm.
which does not work well with the people of Nigeria. You cannot fight, I don't know. It's in the line where the meaning is that both in war or whatever, that you have to defend the unity of Nigeria.
Yeah.
Unity,
Time,
unity is
time.
not by
Patterson,
force.
our time is almost over. Let me have Cosmos, make the final take before we go because our
the,
time
the,
is just
the
over.
problem of Nigeria now is not the problem of Nigeria now is not the national anthem. That is a very wild goose
Sure.
chase that they just did. The problem of Nigeria is not the national anthem. For now, whether you read the national anthem left or you read it right, that is not the problem of Nigeria. The national anthem is not bringing food to the table of Nigerians. It is not solving the economic hardship.
Yeah, but the older folks like
So they
Chief
should
Bond,
be
they
able
want to
to
go
face
back
the
to
reality.
what they enjoyed.
That will not solve the problem of Nigeria. Not what
It's
they
not. It's
enjoyed.
not.
No, it's not what
That
they
old
enjoyed.
national anthem.
It
The
should be
lyrics made a lot
gone.
of
In
sense.
fact, some of them
The
claim they
the,
can sing the
the
old one better
lyrics
than the new one.
the
Some of
lyrics
them claim
makes
they can sing the old one
makes
better than the new
a
one.
lot of sense. Go through it.
Okay.
The,
All right. So,
it's,
The
gentlemen,
old one is far
yeah,
colloquial.
very
It
gentlemen,
better
we
doesn't
than
make
are,
any sense.
arise so
yeah,
boisterous.
gentlemen, we are
There's
almost.
nothing colonial in
Our
it.
time is up. Our
Made a
time
lot
is
of
up. I
sense.
want to. Yeah, our time is really up. I want to thank you all for be my guest today. It's been an interesting discussion, on these issues, and I'm sure we've done some justice to it. And those who are listening would have picked one or two facts from the things you have said here. I want to thank you guys for coming. First, let me start again with Chief Boniface Ako, who joined us from Richmond, Virginia, in the United States of America. Chibon, thank you for being my guest today.
Thank you very much. And
Okay,
thank you to all our viewers.
okay. I want to
God
thank
bless you, all of you.
Comrade Patterson Ekeugo, Comrade Patterson Ekeugo, the former SUG president of Ekeugo College of Education, who is presently in Georgia, the United States of America. Patterson, thank you for joining me today.
Yeah, thank you very much. And the name is Comrade Patterson Ekeugo.
Oh, Ekeugo,
Ekeugo, not a
yeah.
cog.
Ekeugo, yeah.
Thank you very
Thank you for
much.
that correction.
Mm,
And finally,
mm.
I want to thank Chief Cosmos on Aklamba. Unfortunately, I don't know if his connection is still on, but maybe, yeah, I think his connection is off. Okay, I want to thank Chief Cosmos on Aklamba, who is the chairman of the Action Alliance Party in Imo State, for also joining us in the program. Dear viewer, here will come to the end of the program today. We're going to be back next Thursday for another edition of the program. We the People. It's a public discussion program where we discuss topical issues that impact on the life and development of our people. And I am Akobidima, your host. I'll be back next Thursday for another edition of this program. Until I come that time, like I usually tell people, I say Aluta Continua.
Continue.
Yeah, please subscribe to our channel. This program streams live on Facebook. It streams live on YouTube on our channels, Universal Heritage Television. We are the premier indigenous online TV in Imo State. We are the only online TV in Imo State at the moment, and we started it. And we are growing from strength to strength. You see, today we can do this kind of program. We also have our studio, where people can also go to, I mean, get involved in our broadcast. And we are asking us that the only way you can encourage us is by supporting us, and the support you can give us is by subscribing to our channels. If you go to YouTube, you have our channel Universal Heritage Television Niger. You go to Facebook, we have a handle and channel on Facebook. You can always connect with us and join us to make this vision, a reality, and to manifest big. All right, thank you. I'll see you again next Thursday. Until I come that time, like I always say, Aluta
Bye
Continua.
bye. Thank you.